Alright, good morning, my boondog. I'm on the straw again this morning, 7-Eleven. I got the grande, the big one. It's hot and it's black. It's the way I like them. But just saying hi and good morning and thanking all my new subscribers and my followers and my commenters, and things are looking up. I got 824 I think now. Yeah, and I love the comments, good ones and the bad ones. One of my followers there, Jeff, oh, I can't remember the last name. He gave me a good positive one there and was asking some questions. And I didn't really feel like typing it all out yet this morning, so I thought I'd make a video about it. He asked what it was that I did back in Canada for money, as an occupation, for work, my livelihood. Which, yeah, I thought I'd maybe give you guys a little peek of what's going on out here rather than look at my ugly face. So that's what I'm looking at out here today. Using my new tripod I just recently purchased yesterday, but I'm gonna fly it through the air. Just maybe give you a view of what I'm looking at out here. So yeah, I did things for money out there, man. That's what I did back in Canada. Survival mode, a bit of a hustler, a bit of a flip-flop guy. Never really did have a steady career over there. But as a young kid, I started off dumpster diving, man, bottle collecting. My dad and my brother, we'd go out on pedal bikes with bicycle racks, bags. We'd fill them up with pop bottles and beer bottles out of the ditch or the bushes. I always look forward to Saturday mornings, Sunday mornings, where all the kids would be partying and leaving their bottles and whatnot behind, and we could cash them in, I think a nickel a piece. And then from there, I think I might have graduated into golf balls. Me and a buddy, we lived by a golf course, and we'd go to the outskirts of the golf course and collect golf balls, wash them up, shine them up, and sell them through the fence on one of the holes of the course. Back then, I think we were selling balls for $5 a dozen, and I'm not a golfer. No, I'm not. But I think back then you get 3 golf balls for like 10 or 12 bucks, brand new, and Titleist DPs or Pinnacles or whatever they were. And we'd sell you a dozen ones that looked brand new for 5. So that was always good candy money, you know. And then we got the paper out there when I was older, 13 maybe. It started late, but I got in there. 14 maybe even. Did that for a while. That made me enough money to get myself a pack of cigarettes every day. I gave that to my sister later on. And I think we were in grade 11. And we got off school at 2:40. And then we got afternoon jobs at 3:30. We could walk. At 2:40 we get to work about 3:20. We would have enough time for a cigarette and a coffee before we started. We had a 5-hour shift in manufacturing, making Vitolic coupling gaskets, vulcanizing machines. We were strippers. There I was, peeling gaskets. That's right. Stripping in the warehouse. $3 an hour, 5 hours a day, $15 a day. I could buy smokes, coffee, and lunch at the cafeteria at my school. It was a good little gig. It was. What did I do then? Oh, also that company had a foundry, and in the summertime, I got in the foundry as a laborer doing cleanup, forklifts, drilling holes in manhole covers. Pretty good job. I think that was $365. That was big bucks, man. I worked both back to back actually the summer when I wasn't in school. And then I started a heavy duty mechanic apprenticeship, which I was no good at, but nonetheless, before school in the mornings twice a week, I worked at David Jones Wholesale on Marine Drive, Burnaby. And there was a flower auctioneer. I think I started at 4 in the morning. Like, you wouldn't believe it, man. But it was just like a big gymnasium full of buyers on one side, and on the other side it was full of like 4x8 sheets of plywood on wagons full of flowers. And you'd pull them out, they'd have a lot number on them, and the guys would bid on them, and you'd pull them aside, and you just kept rotating them. That bought me cigarettes and gas money while I was going to heavy-duty mechanic school. Which I'm not a bad wrench, I'm really not, but I'm not really a mechanic. But by today's standards, I might be considered one. Old school, but not the new stuff. But then I started driving tow trucks, I think it was, or stripping concrete forms, panel packing, yeah, that's right. And then driving tow truck, and then doing burglar alarms, built-in vacuum systems, and intercom systems, all for like nickels and dimes, man. No money, no money. The tow truck wasn't bad. I think back then I was actually making $200 a day, but I was on call 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So then I took, my father didn't want me to, but he did. He got me involved into the union he belonged into, and he signed me up for a deckhand course it was. And I didn't know what a deckhand was, or what they did. But I went off to this school, and they taught us how to splice rope, make an eye in the rope without tying a knot, and how to splice cable and whatnot. Got a guy taking measurements here. I wasn't sure what he was doing, but I'm gonna give you a peek there. Yeah, and they showed us what a donkey winch was and how a donkey winch worked. And got to practice, kind of like lassoing a bull. You lasso a bollard. So we learned how to throw a rope and hit a bollard, tight line some weights on some winches. Got to go on some field trips out to some dredges, some pile drivers, some tugboats. Three white girls walking up the road over there. Oh my God, they're coming this way. I'm gonna have to run and hide. But yeah, there I was in deckhand school, operating engineers, 115. Fresh off the boat, they looked like salt, snow. You never know, but there they are. They're like apprehensive. They're like, this guy's filming me, he's a creep. But then I got to join the Operating Engineers Union Hall. Best coffee in town, ladies. It's really good coffee. Cheap, cheap, cheap. And I booked out of the International Union of Operating Engineers. Got my first deckhand job. That was a good gig. I think I was making 18 bucks an hour. I got to quit my burglar alarm, intercom, built-in vacuum systems job. That was, what was that paying? $7.50, $8? There I am making 18 bucks an hour. What am I doing? I'm learning is what I'm doing. I'm learning how to use a water pump and a fire hose, and I'm washing down the decks of a dredge, chipping and painting rusted metal, and going for tugboat rides and learning about dredging. I was in the money then, man. But I got laid off a few months later and went fishing for a couple months up in the mountains, camping, and got another phone call, go back to work on the dredge. And I pretty much, in my opinion, hit pay dirt there. It was a good gig for a long time. I don't know how long. I think I joined in '88. Got to work on some dredges, clamshell cranes, barges, dredging and pile driving. And then the union it was the International Union of Operating Engineers. don't think these girls speak English. Hey, do you girls speak English? Yeah? Where are you from? Amsterdam. I love Amsterdam. Canada. Vancouver, West Coast. You girls just got here, eh?
Yeah, we've been in Movies for a while now.
How?
Yeah, we've come here now.
There's no suntan, you're white.
Yeah.
Fresh off the boat. Enjoy Bohol. I've been here 3 years. Love it. Yeah, you got some whiteys from Amsterdam. So there I was dredging and dredging, and didn't like the Vancouver scene, didn't like the big city. It was, what was it then, 250 grand? That's chump change nowadays. I could have bought a house, be worth over $1 million today. But I had a girlfriend at the time and decided to look for other union work away from the big city. Managed to get one as a front-end loader operator at a gravel pit. 4 days on, 4 days off. I forget, I think it was a $32 an hour gig. Actually, I think it was 27. I got a job as a crusher operator. I'd never seen a crusher before in my life. But I packed up my gear, I had a truck and a camper, and I got the ferry boat, and I went over and woke up in the morning and jumped on a water taxi, and there I was, getting introduced to a jaw crusher. I was in a button shack pushing buttons. It was boring, man. I was 27 years old and just full of piss and vinegar, man. Didn't want to just sit in the telephone booth all day. And I think they were 10-hour shifts. 4 days on, 4 days off. I think they were 10s or 12s. No overtime, all straight time. But I was up for it. I wanted the 4 days off so I could go fishing and take it easy. And then an internal posting showed up for a front-end loader operator gig. And I think it paid less. Maybe it was 33 an hour to start, but then I went down a couple bucks. But I got to be in a moving piece of equipment, which made my days go by quicker. But I slipped and fell out of the cab when I was getting off the machine. Busted both arms, one arm and one elbow. And this elbow never did heal. It doesn't go straight anymore. I've had surgery on it. They guarantee me, well, I probably should have already had my replacement. But anyways, I've been in pain every day of my life ever since. And it's changed my life and affected my life ever since that day. I do receive a very small pension for it for life because I injured myself prior to the date that they decided you get it for life or you get it till you're 65. But that's about the time I got married and knocked up the old lady. She started popping out kids, 2 of them, 18 months apart. And I think I battled and fought with what's known as the Workers' Compensation Board in British Columbia for about 8 or 9 years. Back then, the front-end loaders, they had the gear shift like this. It's off the column. What would be normally your turn signal on an automobile, that's how you shifted gears. Then you had a suicide knob on your steering wheel, which you rapidly rotated the steering wheel, and then you ran the hydraulics with your right hand. And it was off-road. And I couldn't go back to that kind of work. Give you a peek of what's going on out here again. Because my elbow was in a lot of pain. Anyways, I come to a decision against my will to retrain me as a crane operator because of my existing skills. And I honestly didn't want to be the crane. I tried to be a crane operator way back when. They wouldn't let me. Now they basically didn't give me a choice. They told me I was going to become a crane operator. And they allocated or whatever $100,000 to retrain me as a crane operator. I went to crane operating school. I actually got apprentice of the year. Second year I went to go back to crane operating school. the Workers' Compensation Board of British Columbia set an appointment for me that I had to attend on the exact same day of my first day of going back to crane operator school. In which case I informed the school I was unable to attend the first day of school because I had to attend. I got kicked out of crane operating school. But I got to raise my boys. I had 7 or 8 years of raising my kids. I changed more diapers than their mother. I towed them around town in a wagon, babies, got them fishing. Their mother went to work. I was still on the dole, the WCB money. So that was good, but that all come to an end after I received my very, very, very small pension. I think it was $650 a month for life, which didn't come close to offsetting my wages that I lost. I got 2 pensions out of it. They gave me a loss of function pension and I got a cash out of 34 grand. It was like $100 a month for life. What are you gonna do with $100 a month? But 34 grand cash, I put it on my house, paid off the mortgage. And then I got another pension, $650 for life. But I still had to buy some bread and butter for the kids. The kids were only maybe 8 years old then. So I went back to work doing whatever I could get, mostly through the union, mostly back to dredging, pile driving. And I worked as little as possible, usually out of town, which made me have to leave the wife and kids, but I made really good money in my opinion, because I lived in a small town where there wasn't a lot of jobs. It's a fishing community and a logging community. But I pulled it off. We managed to be mortgage free. We had a house, 119 grand we bought it for. We paid that off. I was the first guy in my family to ever own property. As far as my father, my immediate family, and I don't think my grandparents ever owned property. Maybe they did, I don't know. But yeah, I got arrested and charged, convicted for assaulting one of my boys, physically assaulting. He told me to fuck off and get out of my house when he was 14. He was a professional longboarder at the time, like a skateboarder, you know, the Attitude Boys. And yeah, the old lady said, that's it, we're done. Pretty much par for the course in North America, you get a divorce. Did our divorce agreement, separated. I got 3 years of probation over that deal, if you can believe it. But fuck you, Canada. That's all behind me now. But I still worked, and I worked in the union mostly. I did some non-union bullshit. A lot of cash on the side jobs, you know. I had a good tobacco connection. I'm pretty sure the statute of limitations is over now. But I'd buy cigarettes that the natives made and I'd resell them. And I even had an alcohol connection. Buy alcohol by the case. I think I was paying $15 for a 60-pounder. I think you got whiskey, rum, tequila, gin, vodka, everything, man. 20 different types of cigarettes. I did things for money. That's what I did. So, just the truth or just a story, you know, but the statute of limitations is exceeded. I loved pile driving. I didn't love pile driving. I loved dredging. Dredging was fun. I was a serviceman. Well, I was an equipment operator in the gravel pit, rock quarry, which you're in production, man. You're go, 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 go. I never enjoyed it. Dusty, boring. Go, 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 go. You couldn't stop and bullshit with your buddies. Lots of noisy bikes going by. And then one day I'm out having a smoke. One of the loader operators says, hey Les, you should apply for the serviceman's job. I said, what serviceman's job? He says, oh, there's an internal posting. It expires today. If nobody applies for it, they're going to call the union and let the union hire somebody for the serviceman's job. Well, I worked there for, I don't know, 5 years already, on and off. and always wanted the serviceman's job or the barge loading job. It's the only jobs I ever wanted in the gravel pit. And yes, I've loaded barges before. But anyways, because I was a smoker, I never did any time in the lunchroom. Always outside smoking. I ran in, looked at the job offering or whatever, internal posting, ran into the equipment supervisor's office and applied for it. And the guy doing it was a clown. That's right, Mr. Hamilton, a fucking clown. Big boy though, tough kid. Don't get me wrong, but a clown. Big red fucking nose on him. And he was the guy doing it. And he didn't think I was capable of doing it. He thought I was too old. But like I say, he was a fucking clown. I could back circles around that fucking clown. Anyways, they gave me a crack at it, and I was under the clown's supervision for 2 weeks. I already knew what to fucking do. I mean, I didn't know the paperwork aspect of it, and ordering replacement oils, greases, and blah blah blah, but I knew how to fucking take care of a piece of equipment. But I won't go into that. The clown didn't, but I'm not going to go into detail. If somebody wants to know, that's what I did for my career. But having my broken elbow years earlier, I was limited, man, and my elbow's been sore ever since. Depending what I did would aggravate it, and it was hard to get the drugs in Canada, man. I was using street drugs to numb the pain. I was getting kicked out of doctors' offices asking for just painkillers, Tylenol 3s for fuck's sake, you know? No, I'm not putting a fucking ointment on my skin. My fucking arm feels like it's gonna fall off. And I had to bring it to my employer's attention. I was no longer able to do that job. I was in too much fucking pain. So I tried going back to the WCB. That was during all the COVID bullshit. They wouldn't even let me in their office because I wouldn't put on a fucking mask because I'm COPD from working in gravel pits and smoking most of my life. And I was just doing the math, man. Hey, I'm this fucking old. Hey, I don't own a house anymore. Hey, look at how expensive fucking rent is. Hey, do I see any near sight in retiring if I stay in this fucking country? Yeah, I'm getting scared of the future, man. Look at the crystal ball. Hold it in your hands. Have a peek. I'm fucking doomed. I fucked up. That's right. Over here, hello, that's me. I fucked up. I am no longer in a position of ever retiring in this fucking country. I'm gonna have to work until I fucking die. I've been sentenced to work until I die. But I also figure out, hey, I get a small pension from the Workers' Compensation Board. What's that gonna do to me in Canada? That ain't gonna let me eat cat food in Canada. It ain't. Hey, I'm reaching retirement age within my union. I got a union pension, thank God. What's that gonna do for me? Well, the old lady took half for the time we were married, 18 years. Yeah, I was in it for 36, but anyways. What's that gonna do for me if I would decide to retire in Canada? Because my arm's fucking sore. I can maybe deliver pizzas or drive a taxi. But still, I'm working till I fucking die. But hey, there's countries out there that I can live. I can live fucking decently, man, on my combined income of my union pension, my WCB pension. I think another 4 years, here comes something. Filipino meat wagon, you guys. That's a Filipino meat wagon. But yeah, so I did a little exploring throughout my years. I've been to a few countries. I've been to Mexico, obviously, America, obviously. Both beautiful, great countries, don't get me wrong. I'd prefer much rather to be in those countries than Canada. Canada's a shithole now. It's for cocksuckers, the guys who like it up the fucking ass. I was on thin ice in Canada. I was one more fucking charge away from going to prison for all the bullshit how easy it is to get in trouble there if you're a citizen. No fun, Canada. So yeah, Nicaragua, Thailand, Philippines. I really like the Philippines. Most of them understand English. A lot of them speak it as well. So I'm like, hey, I can live not too bad in the Philippines on the money I'm receiving every month. I'm not going to be cold. Might get wet. Yesterday, true story. We got an split aircon in our bedroom, and I won't use it. It makes me sick. But it has a fan mode that the old lady uses. It's not air conditioning apparently, but if you put it on fan mode, it makes the room fucking cold. It does. I gotta leave the bedroom. Yesterday I put my hoodie on. I was so fucking cold after getting out of bed. It took me a while to warm up. And even Kate said this morning, I'm cold. So I laughed. But that's what I did for work. And actually, after I went to my employer, they put me on light duty, they did. And I went to another company within that company, from a rock quarry to a blacktop company. And they gave me a gopher position, which was a good job. And I got my union rate, and I was a gopher. They go to this place and pick up these parts. Go to this place and pick up those parts. You never really knew what you did, but you did. But my arms were done, man. They'd send me out to pick up a trailer with the equipment on it, or go deliver a dump truck, and it was climbing in and out, hooking up a trailer. My arms were fucking falling off. So I opted, no, look at that, holy fuck, the Philippines opened up. You do not need to be COVID vaccinated to come to the Philippines. Give my 2 weeks notice, bought an airline ticket. I didn't care about my 2 weeks notice, to be honest with you. I'm going to the Philippines. You don't need to be vaccinated to go to Cebu. You can go to Cebu. So I'm flying direct, Philippine Airlines, YVR, Vancouver International, Cebu. Fuckers wouldn't let me get on the airplane. I can take a bus across Canada, no problem. But I can't jump on an airplane to go up the fucking runway a quarter mile to leave the country to never return without being vaccinated. I had a mental breakdown, I did. I never wanted the vaccine, but I never thought the bullshit would end. So there I went and got my vaccination. Had to buy another ticket. A month later I was out of there because I had to take a shot, and then 2 weeks, maybe another 2 weeks later I was out of there. Best thing I ever did. Don't look back. Got the two strokes running up and down the raceway. So that's what I did for my living, man. I'm 56 years old. Just turned it back in December. I get 2 small pension checks a month now. You guys will laugh because I thought I'd get a big fat pension check, but I forgot that the ex-old lady had a claim on it, so what I thought I was going to get isn't what I get, but nonetheless, it's the best living I can do anyways. If I was in Canada, I'd be sleeping in a fucking box under a bridge or in a U-Haul truck. Over here, I can look after my girlfriend and our daughter, and we got extracurricular activity money. Life is good. So that about sums it up. If you hung on this long, I want to thank you all. Traffic's getting busy. So you can thank Jeff for getting me going on the topic if you guys are at all interested. And I'm not a greedy man. One of my friends here, he owns a little restaurant. He showed me the other day he's made 1,100,000 pesos out, like over 22 or 23,000 American dollars in a month with like a 30-seat restaurant. That's his gross income. And I know he pays 30,000. He pays like 750 month rent just for the building. But I'm sure he's still making 10 grand or $7,500 a month over here. He owns it. He doesn't work it. He runs it. But I don't have any interest in trying to make more money. It ain't gonna change my life. I got everything I want and more. So there you have it. You do. Like, subscribe, share, comment. I hope you're all doing better than me, or if not, it's good. And a lot of you, just figure it out, man. Like, at your age, you can live here. I'm talking Canadian dollars, man. Like, I was living on $1,500 a month for a year and a half, 2 years here. There's startup fees. A lot of places you rent here, they come furnished. They come with a fridge and a stove. But I like a big fridge, so I went and bought my own big fridge. I like a big TV. I bought my own big TV. A lot of people choose not to have transportation because there's plenty of public transportation here. I choose to have a motorcycle and a car. So all that shit aside, there's people here living on $500 a month, American, $750 Canadian, and they're not being whipped by the man anymore, man. They're free. So figure it out. You're gonna die. Yeah, you're gonna leave your kids an inheritance. Yeah, you're in Canada. The fucking government's gonna take 70% of it once again. If you really want to die, leave it to the government to take 70% of rather than your children. Take the money and run. Go have some fun while you can. Every day is a fucking gift. And especially if you're single, man, doing that bullshit fucking dating scene in the Western fucking world. Don't lower your standards. No 3 dressed up as a 9, man. Come and get a 10. They're here. They're available by the dozens. Anyways, enough. Peace, love, thanks. Bye.